So today is a 2-video day, haha. January 17th, part 2. Basically, in part 1, the first video, I went over the whole front of this thing, how to do it, all the pieces and parts. Now we're going to do the back of it. Okay. So, really going through this. Tomorrow there are, I think, 2 of these. And the problem is these things are worth about, I want to say 12 or 13 points each. So, you've got to show all your work. Here we go. So, looking at this one. What is the outside shape on that thing?
A parallelogram.
A parallelogram. So, right. So, we are looking at a base, but the height is where on this outside one?
At the very end.
Way over here. So, be careful. That's the first one. So, we see it's a parallelogram. We know the formula is base times height. I see my base is 32. My height is 22. And 704. Now, I'm not circling it yet. That's kind of like the first one. That's the big one. Okay? So, now I got to do the inside one. So, the inside one, this is kind of weirdly drawn, but this 24 goes with this line. It's kind of down too far, but that's okay. It's right there. And then the height of this one is right there. Still makes a perfect L, even though it's kind of upside down. So this parallelogram, is base times height, which is 24 times 16. Which is 384. Okay. Now, since we only want the outside edge, the shaded part, what kind of math do we do with those numbers? Subtract. So just right next to it, I'm going to do the 704 minus the 384. And I realize y'all are using calculators. It's fine. And I got 320. Make sure I can see it. I know it's kind of like your final answer. Something, okay? I have to check for all this work. Do you have the right formula? Fill it in, answer, right formula, fill it in, answer. And then, did you do the right stuff? Okay. So that's the first one. That's the parallelogram minus parallelogram. Okay, so go on down to the next one if you're ready. Number 13. It says, the figure inside the parallelogram is square. Find the area of the shaded region. Okay, so looking at this one. The outside of the shape is a what?
Parallelogram.
Parallelogram. Now, it's kind of weirdly done. All it is since we tape these on, they have that outside line. They really shouldn't, but the outside is a parallelogram. It is a 17, and the height is over here at 12. Yeah, 12. So base times height. And I got 204 centimeters square. I know. These are some old fuzzy pictures. Okay, now the middle is a what? Square. Base times height. And my base is 6. And my height is
6.
It is a square. What is a square made of?
All the sides.
All the same sides.
I
Listen.
was confused at first too.
That means it's a 6 by 6. The key was that it said square right there. It is a 6 by 6. Shh, please stop. Centimeters squared. Now, in the end, you're taking the 2 and we are subtracting.
168. Is that right? 168 centimeters. That's what I got.
Yes, 168 centimeters squared. And then make sure you got the A equals. Okay?
Oh, sorry. I forgot about that.
Yes. Anytime you put A equals something, make sure you put the measurement squared. Only if it's area. If it's A equals. Okay. Going down to the next two. These two have tricked a few people. It says find the area of each figure. But I need you to look at them. Because a lot of people are thinking that 15 is a trapezoid. But the problem is it's a 5-sided figure. So it can't be a trapezoid. You've either got to cut it here or you can cut it up and down. It doesn't matter, but you're going to have to do 2 pieces. Okay? This one, same thing. I'm going to cut it. I don't exactly love that picture. I feel like it might be crooked, but it works. Now, looking at the first part of 14, which is the rectangle, I need you to slow down and make sure you're seeing the right measurements. So for the rectangle, I need a base and a height. My base is 9, and my height is 4. So, that's been the easy part. Okay, so the big one in the middle is 36. Now, what is happening is working with this triangle. We know that with a triangle, we need a base and a height and divide by 2. Okay, so the base of this triangle is right here,
That's 4, right?
which is 4. So if I bring that over, that side is also 4. Okay, listen, look real quick. This side is the same as this side. So bring it straight over, making this one 4 also. Okay? Now, the height is what's getting most people.
That's not 14.
The height is from here to here. Now,
Oh, yeah, I forgot. It's 5.
listen. Guys, 1 second. It's fine, just listen. The height for 14 means from here all the way to the tip of this thing. But I need you to realize that it is 9 from here to here. So 9 plus whatever this is would equal 14, which is what? 5. That's how I'm getting that measurement. Because 9 plus 5 is 14. You got to be able to move those numbers around to get the missing measurement.
I'm still confused.
Okay, it is 14 from here to the tip, like all the way out here.
Because I thought the 14, because it has that little arrow, I thought it means the triangle, the base is still 14.
Nuh-uh. Now, what this 14 means is that from this point to this point is 14. So all the way that way. Starts back here though. Okay, but look at this number. 9 is going from here to here. So if you kind of think about it this way, if this is 9, and I just bring that 14 up here, basically from here to here is 14. Do you agree to that? Okay, so 9 plus what would give you 14? 5. So that's how we know that measurement. Okay? It's hard. Like what I have said this to y'all before, that some of us see some of us see these things very quickly because our brain works that way. But like we're all wired different. And so sometimes I try, like if you ask me a question, I don't mind explaining it again, and maybe the second time I explain it, it will help. Maybe. Now, what do I do with these numbers though? Add them. Remember, I need to put that with that. So 36 plus 10, 46. Now, make sure you've labeled it with everything. Feet squared. Okay. You're fine. So the last one has got, listen, it's got some measurement issues also. Yes. It's like you got to go back and go, oh yeah, that's what we did. I know, it's weird. I personally cut my shape this way. And the only reason is, it's kind of silly, but I can see the rectangle really easy. So this top rectangle is a 4 by 18. So I guess you'd say I'm probably taking the easy way out, but that's just the way I do it. So I start out with A equals base times height. I know that it is 18 times 4. So the area of just the rectangle is 72. 72. Now, that's just the rectangle. What is this other shape? Trapezoid. So we got to think about our formula because it has more pieces and parts to it than the other formulas. It is a trapezoid, and I'll show you why in just 1 second. Okay, so a trapezoid needs 2 railroad tracks. I need you to think about it. Railroad tracks. So here is one, and the other parallel line is that one. So this one's 8, but that one is 18. We're going to bring that number straight down because they are the same length. So my 2 bases are 18 plus 8. Now, the height, once again, the height has got to be the distance between the bases. No, listen, I love you guys, but watch. I don't even know, but watch. 15, I want you to look. 15 means from here to here is 15. We only need from here to here. Look over here, there's a 4. That means this little part is a 4. So 4 plus what gives me 15? 11. So the height is 11. I call it sliding numbers around, but you got to be willing to kind of move the numbers. Okay, so 18 plus 8 is 26. I get, no wait a minute, I got 26 times 11 is 286, and then that shape is 143 centimeters squared. Now, slow down. What do I need to do in the end? Add them up. 72 plus 143. Oh, wait a minute. I lost that. 143 plus 72. 215 centimeters squared. Okay. So, in 8th period is when we did the back. 8th period. I need you to now do the front, which should be probably easier than this. And please make sure you have it finished tomorrow. Yes. Uh-huh. Oh, across here? As long as you're getting 286, you're good. You're good. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, please be working on this thing. Please. Finish it.